Hello, welcome back. We're doing science, sink and float. We're still doing water, and some things stay on the top of the water. That means they float. Some things, when you put them inside the water, they sink and they go all the way to the bottom of the water. So now let's see if we're gonna have things that stays on the top that floats or things that stay at the bottom and sink. Okay, so I have this water. You could do this with your family members if you wish at home. Okay, I'm gonna lower it like this so you can see. So now I have many items that I collected from my house around, and let's start. And then if you want, you could draw it later. Or you could have your family members write it and you could send it through us through Remind app, and you tell me which item were sinking and which items float. Okay, so let's start with, I have here a lemon, a round lemon. Yummy, yummy. It's a fruit, right? You could make lemon juice, water and lemon juice, and you squeeze it and you can make lemon juice. So let's see. Do you think the lemon is gonna sink, or you think the lemon is going to float? What do you think? Let's see. It went all the way in. So that means the lemon, it was too heavy and it sank. Right? It went all the way to the bottom. So it's all the way at the bottom. Let's try something else. So the lemon sink, right? And now I have a pencil. What do you think is going to happen to the pencil? Do you think the pencil is going to float, or is going to sink, stay all the way in the bottom? Ready? What happened to the pencil? The pencil is floating, so that means it floats. You could write it down or draw it that sinks or floats, right? I have a plastic knife. What do you think is going to happen to this plastic knife? Is it going to sink all the way at the bottom, or is it going to float, stay on the top? Let's put it in the water. What happened? It's floating. That means the plastic fork floats, stays on the top. I have a shell. What do you think is going to happen with the shell? It's a big shell, right? What do you think is going to happen? Let's put it. What happened? Where is it? All the way at the bottom. Oh man. It's very heavy, so it stays at the bottom. It sinks. It doesn't float, yeah, because it's too heavy. Let's see. I have another one. It's a small ping pong ball. It's plastic. Let's see what happens. It's on the top. I put in the water and it's on the top. It floats. Oh, wow. Because it's light and it's plastic. It's very light. It's not heavy, so it's on the top. Wow. Let's see. I have this small little pebble. Not a pebble, it's something like a link that you could use a lot of these to make like a little bracelet or something. We have it at the classroom too. Let's see. Yeah, let's see if it's gonna sink or float. I'm gonna put it inside the water. It floats. It's made of wood and it's very light. It stays on the top. That means it floats. I have a can of tuna fish. Do you like tuna fish? I like tuna fish. It's pretty heavy. What do you think is going to happen to this can? Is going to sink all over, is going to stay all over in the bottom, or when I put in the water, it's going to stay on the top floating. It's very heavy. So let's see. It sank all the way to the bottom. So it doesn't float. It doesn't stay on the top because it's too heavy. Okay. I have a little plastic water cap from the water, you see? From the water cap. You think it's plastic, it's light. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to sink or it's going to float? Let's see. Put it in the water. It stays on the top. Look, it's floating. See? Look. It's all the way on the top. It didn't sink because it's very light. See that? Wow. And lastly, I have a metal fork. Remember we used the plastic fork? What happened with the plastic fork? It stay on the top. But let's see, because the floor is plastic, it's light. Now this fork is metal, stainless steel. It's kind of metal. And it's kind of heavy. It's heavier than the plastic one. Let's see what you think is going to happen. Okay, let's put it inside the water. You heard that? It's all the way inside the water. It's all over at the bottom. That means it sank. It's heavy. It didn't float. Okay, boys and girls. So this is our experiment for today. What happen when you put things in the water? So sometimes it sink all the way in the bottom. Sometimes it floats, stays on the top. You could go, you could play with water if your family members allow it, and with their help. And you see little plastic cups. You could have them like this. You could color them, color the plastic cups. You could put them like that. Play with them. They sink, float. So you see what happens. Okay, you could have little things floating around and play with the water. See? Okay, so I hope you enjoy it. Things that float and things that sink. Okay, so we would like to see your responses and your pictures of things that sink and float. Better show me what floats, because that float, if things sink, then most of the time it stays on the bottom of the ocean. And if it stays on the bottom of the ocean, you know that's not going to be good for the little animals. And then the water is not going to be safe. It's not going to be good to drink. So better draw things that sinks. How can we avoid to keep our water clean? Okay. Okay. See you later. We're going to send you some homework over the weekend. Do it, enjoy it, read with your family members, and we will see you back on Monday. Bye. Enjoy.